Namaskar. Myself, JVN Dr. Pramila Kajla, Assistant Professor in Department of Physiology and Biochemistry, Faculty of Homeopathic Science from Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University. Today, we will discuss about arterial blood pressure. What is arterial blood pressure? It is defined as lateral pressure exerted by column of blood on wall of arteries. Generally, the term blood pressure refer to arterial blood pressure. Arterial blood pressure is expressed in four different terms: systolic blood pressure, second one is diastolic, after that pulse pressure, and fourth is mean arterial blood pressure. So now, what is systolic blood pressure? It is also called systolic pressure. It is defined as the maximum pressure exerted in the arteries during systole of heart. So normal systolic pressure is 120 mmHg and it ranges in between 1110 mmHg to 140 mmHg. So diastolic blood pressure is also called diastolic pressure. It is defined as the minimum pressure exerted in the arteries during diastole of heart. Normal diastolic pressure is 80 mmHg and it ranges in between 60 mmHg to 80 mmHg. Pulse pressure. Pulse pressure is the difference between systolic pressure and diastolic pressure. So normal pulse pressure is 40 mmHg. Mean arterial blood pressure. Mean arterial blood pressure is the average pressure exerting in arteries. So it is not the arithmetic mean of systolic and diastolic pressure. So now what is mean arterial pressure? It is the diastolic pressure plus one third of pulse pressure. So it is formulated as diastolic pressure plus one third of pulse pressure. So the mean arterial blood pressure is 93.3 mm of Hg. Variations, we can see variation in blood pressure both in physiological and pathological conditions. But systolic pressure is subjected for variations easily and quickly as compared to diastolic pressure. So physiological variation in blood pressure, we can see one by one. First is age. In newborn baby, systolic pressure is low, that is 70, or after that in adult, it will come up to 120 mmHg, and diastolic pressure in newborn is 40 mmHg, or it rises up to 80 in adult. Second one is sex. So blood pressure remain low in female up to menopausal stage. After menopausal, the pressure becomes same in both male and female. Third one is body build. So the blood pressure is high in obese as compared to lean thin person. Diurnal variation, pressure is low in morning and it increases up to noon. After that in evening it also decreases. After meal, blood pressure slight increase after taking meal. Okay, during sleep, blood pressure decreases up to 50 to 20 mmHg during sleep condition. Emotional condition, during anxiety, excitement, pressure become high. After exercise, in moderate condition, systolic pressure increase up to 20 to 30 mmHg, but diastolic remain unchanged. But in severe muscular exercises, systolic pressure increase up to 40 to 50 mmHg, and diastolic pressure decrease because of decrease in peripheral resistance. Now in pathological variation, we see this in detail. After that, hypotension and hypertension condition. Factor maintaining arterial blood pressure. Some factors are necessary to maintain normal blood pressure are called local factors, mechanical factors, or determinants of blood pressure. Type of local factors. Local factors are divided into two types. A, central factor, which are pertaining to the heart. First one is cardiac output and second one is heart rate. Peripheral factors, which are pertaining to blood and blood vessels. These are we can see one by one. Third, peripheral resistance. Fourth, blood volume. Fifth, venous return. Sixth, elasticity of blood vessels. Seventh, velocity of blood flow. Eighth, diameter of blood flow. And last one, ninth, is viscosity of blood. Now we see in detail these central factors. Cardiac output. Systolic pressure is directly proportional to cardiac output. Whenever the cardiac output increase, the systolic pressure increase, and when cardiac output is less, systolic pressure become less. Heart rate. Moderate change in heart rate don't affect arterial blood pressure much. However, marked alteration in the heart rate affect the blood pressure by altering cardiac output. Third is peripheral resistance. Diastolic pressure is directly proportional to the peripheral resistance. Peripheral resistance is the resistance offered to blood flow at periphery. Resistance is offered at arterioles, which are called resistance vessels. So arteriole are called resistance vessels. When peripheral resistance increase, diastolic pressure is increased, and when peripheral resistance decrease, the diastolic pressure is decreased. Blood volume. Blood pressure is directly proportional to the blood volume. Blood volume remains the blood pressure through the venous return and cardiac output. Venous return. Blood pressure is directly proportional to the venous return. When the venous return increases, there is an increase in ventricular filling and cardiac output, resulting in elevation of arterial blood flow. Elasticity of blood vessels. Blood pressure is inversely proportional to the elasticity of blood vessels. Due to elastic property, blood vessels are distensible and are able to maintain the pressure. When the elastic property is lost, the blood vessels become rigid. We can see this condition in arteriosclerosis, and pressure increase as in old age. Deposition of cholesterol, fatty acid, calcium ion produce rigidity of blood vessels and atherosclerosis, leading to increased blood pressure. Velocity of blood flow. Pressure in a blood vessel is directly proportional to the velocity of blood flow. Diameter of blood vessels. Arterial blood vessels is inversely proportional to the diameter of blood vessels. If the diameter decrease, the peripheral resistance increase, leading to increase in the pressure. Last one is viscosity of blood. Arterial blood pressure is directly proportional to the viscosity of blood. When viscosity of blood increase, the frictional resistance is increased, and this increases the pressure. That is all about blood pressure.